Introduction to Chemistry. Chemistry deals with the composition, properties, and use of matter. It probes into the principle governing the change that matter undergoes. We perform experiments and learn to observe, record, and make intelligent inferences. Studying chemistry gives us training in scientific method. This knowledge and training will help us to become scientists in the field of chemistry. Such scientists are known as chemists. Scientific method. Over the years, chemistry as well as other fields of science has developed through a series of discoveries. How do scientists make this discovery? Scientists are very alert and inquisitive. They use their sense to observe what is happening around them. From a given set of observations, they see a certain pattern. This often leads to a problem which they try to observe. They put forward a reasonable explanation or hypothesis and carry out appropriate experiments to test it. Then they carefully record their observation and the results of their experiments. If the experiments support the hypothesis, they carry out further investigations. They discuss the hypothesis and results with other scientists in the field so that the hypothesis can be further tested. When hypothesis has been tested and found to be correct, within limits of available evidence, it becomes a theory. A scientific law or principle is established only after the theory has been extensively tested and proven true without any exemption. If the experiments give negative results, the scientist goes back to this hypothesis and either modifies it or put forward a new hypothesis. This way of studying a problem is known as the scientific method. It is the foundation of all scientific research. Chemical equation. Quite clearly, any method for representing chemical reaction will need to satisfy certain basic requirements. I. The chemical nature of the substance combining together called the reactant must be clear. II. Similarly, the chemical nature of the substance formed as a result of the reaction called the product must be clear. III. The mole proportion in which the reactants combined and the mole proportion in which the products are formed must be deducible. 4. The direction of the reaction, that is, which substances are reactant and which are product, must be established. Balancing an equation. The formula of a compound is absolutely fixed and unalterable, and an equation must be balanced by taking appropriate number of molecules of the substance concerned, not by attempting alteration of their formulas. The process of balance. To obtain balanced equation for the action of hydrogen sulfide H2OS on sulfur 2 oxide SO2 producing water H2O and sulfur X, the skeleton pot unbalanced and incorrect equation will be H2S plus SO to give H2O plus X unbalanced. That means hydrogen sulfide will react with sulfur 2 oxide to give us water and the sulfur. That is how it was written, to obtain a balanced equation of sulfur 2 sulfur oxide on sulfur 2 oxide to produce water and sulfur. That is how it is written. So we cannot alter any of these formula or the symbols. Now, we now observe that we have already written the symbols and the formulas, but their atoms are not balanced. The atom count. If you look at hydrogen, it is balanced actually. We are having 2 atoms of hydrogen at the reactant and 2 atoms of hydrogen at the product. That is the right hand side. For sulfur atom X, we are having 2 from 1 from hydrogen sulfide and 1 from sulfur 2 oxide at the reactant, but at the product we are only having 1 sulfur that is produced. Likewise, oxygen atom is not balanced because at the reactant, that is the left hand side, oxygen atom is 2 from the symbol sulfur 2 oxide SO2. Oxygen molecule is 2, but from the reactant, oxygen molecule is from the product, oxygen molecule is 1 inside the water from the water symbol, that is H2O. So now both the oxygen atom of the SO2 molecule form water, but 2 H2O must be obtained. That means this gives H2X plus SO2 to give 2H2O plus X. The equation is unbalanced here. What happened here is that we try to balance oxygen first by adding 2 molecules to water, making the right hand side, that is the product of water, to be 2 molecules. That means hydrogen will be having 4 atoms. Oxygen is having 2 atoms. Likewise, but the reactant hydrogen sulfide, hydrogen is 2 molecules. It's not up to 4. While oxygen is complete because it's now having 2 atoms, but sulfur is still not balanced because it is at the product the sulfur 2 oxide and the hydrogen sulfide give a 2 molecule. So now, since we have added 2 to water, in order to balance the sulfur, the 2 water molecule H2O or the right now requires 2 H2, which must be provided by taking 2 H2X. That is, now we just add 2 H2S to make sure that sulfur is balanced. This gives 2 H2X plus SO2 to give 2 H2O plus S. The equation is not still balanced because now we have gotten the number of atoms of hydrogen is 4 and the number of atoms of sulfur is 3 now, but at the reactant, but at the product, the number of hydrogen is balanced, that is 4. The number of oxygen is balanced, that is 2, which is equal to that of reactant. But sulfur is